First off, I'd like to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to those elders and apostles out there from Great Millstone who teach and rule well. A lot of respect to you brothers out there on the highways and byways preaching this truth around the four corners of the earth. And salutations to the hopeful elect that you guys may be sealed soon. And with that, this your brother Dawaba from the branch of GMS here in Chicago, coming right back at you with a little lesson. And as you see, I'm taking a walk. And this is something that's been on my mind. It's been on my mind for a while, just in general. I keep thinking back to the time when I was 14, 15, up until maybe 19, 20, when I used to talk to our pastor where I used to live, here in Chicago. I used to ask him questions, and I used to ask him a lot of questions. And, the funny thing is, he never gave me really no answers, especially when it came to revelations, and especially when it came to certain things in the scriptures that I truly want to know. But revelations was the main thing I always asked him about, and he never gave me no answers. It was always thoughts of his own, but never scriptures. And the reason I think about this now is that here it is, I'm about to be 54 years old, and it's a blessing that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai blessed me to come into this truth at such a late age. I came in when I was 47, and and the water to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, just for that blessing alone, that, he opened up my eyes to see and to hear this truth and to understand, and that's the one thing I've been sitting up here thinking about for quite some time, is that blessings that your eyes that you see and ears that you hear, because here it is when you sit up here and think about all the time. And a lot of us has been in Christianity before we came into the truth. At least I'm quite sure most of us was. Some of us might have been in other things, but I'm quite sure most of us was in Christianity. And the only thing I was sitting up here thinking about this scripture in Amos 3:7. It says, for the Lord thy power, if he'll do anything, he will reveal his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. And I keep thinking that, man, like, hey, when you come into this truth, man, I was hit with it so quickly, and it hit me so fast, man, that I didn't know what was happening. I didn't know what was going on. I mean, I'm not going to lie. When this truth came into my mind, when the Lord opened up my eyes, it was open so quickly and so fast, I didn't truly know what was going on. And when you sit up here and when I sit up here and think about that time up until now, it's been truly a blessing just to sit up here and understand and know that, hey, we the children of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, that we were God's, and I pray that I'm of the hopeful elect, and that we had the promises, and that I understand now why we are at the lowest of the bottom. I understand why we went through so much hell, and just to have this in your mind frame and just to have these thoughts, man, it's been a beautiful thing, and it's been a comfort to me every day. I'll be honest. It's been one heck of a comfort to me to know this, because, man, before I knew any of this, man, I was in the dark, man, and you always sitting back wondering, like, man, what the fuck is going on? Why is this shit happening? And just to be blessed with this truth and the understanding, it's been one of the greatest things in the world, man. And I don't know. Maybe it's just a little thought of mine. Maybe it's just something I was thinking of. Maybe I'm feeling emotional. I don't know. I just know it was something I've been wanting to say for quite some time, man, that, the water Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai for giving me the eyes to see and the ears to hear, for blessing me with this knowledge and this truth, for blessing you other brothers with this knowledge and the truth when we don't even deserve it. I'm not going to keep this long, but it was something that was on my mind for quite some time, and I know all brothers feel like I feel, man, just happy and elated, man, just to know and have this understanding, this eye salve, where others don't. Here it is, that pastor, I talked to him all that time and asked him all them questions, and he couldn't tell me one of them. He'll tell me bullshit and all this other stuff that was on his mind and thoughts, but never did he come with any scripture, or never did he come with any type of facts as to explain to me why we were in the situation we're in, explain to me what Revelation 9 meant, which was the main question I asked him when I was telling him about the scorpions and they had stingers on their tail, because I remember the question. You know, you're talking about over 30 years ago, and I still remember the question I asked him. You know, I wanted to know about the dragon, because at the particular time, I ain't gonna lie, I might have been one of them fools who thought it was a real dragon. You know, but it's a beautiful thing, man, to sit up here and know that when you look at Romans 9 and 4 and 5, where it sit up here and said, we got the promises, we got the love, we got the commandments, we got all that stuff of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua that he promised his namesake, Yasharallah. You know, and like I said, man, I ain't gonna keep this long. This was just something on the spirit, man, just something through my spirit. I was just sitting up here thinking about, you know, it was, you know, I had to sit back and think about it and have a smile on my face, but also sit up here and come to the conclusion that, hey, you know what? It's a blessing, and I didn't really have to have it. The Lord didn't have to open up my eyes. And I pray that he keep them open, and I pray that he keep all you brothers' eyes open. All you brothers' eyes wide open and circumspect, and that he keep you in the days that are ahead. You know, have the angels encamped around you and all hell break loose. I pray for all of us, man. I pray all of us get that mercy, get that salvation. So with that, I'd like to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Hashem Rakak Wadash. Double honors to those elders and apostles out there from Great Millstone who teach and rule well. A lot of respect to you brothers out there on the highways and byways preaching this truth around the four corners of the earth. And salutations to the hopeful elect that you guys may be sealed soon. And with that, I always say stay prayed up, brothers. Pray for each other, because we're almost up out of here. So with that, I'd like to say Kwam Yasharallah and Abba Ball and Anya Habathum Malakiam. Shalom.